George Malecki here with Zach Cox at Gillette Stadium as the Patriots prepare for their home opener. Welcoming in a 1-1 team in the Ravens. The Patriots 1-1 themselves, of course, coming off a win down in Pittsburgh. But Zach, one thing we saw today at practice, Kyle Duggar in full pads with the team, but looking like he was in a limited capacity. That could be a big hit for the Pats if he's not 100% or at least close to it against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on Sunday.
It absolutely could. Kyle Duggar is one of the most important players for this Patriots defense, and you just go back to the Ravens game they played here a couple years ago, back in 2020. That was one of the best games of Kyle Duggar's career. He had 12 tackles in that game. He was really an integral part of their plan to defend Lamar Jackson. Now, both of these teams have changed pretty significantly since then, so we don't know whether the Patriots would have the same plan going in this week. But the fact that Kyle Duggar may not be quite 100% at the moment is definitely a concern for the Patriots defense. I would say it's a good thing that he was back at practice today after missing the second half of last week's game. And the Patriots are pretty well stocked at the safety position after bringing in Jabril Peppers over the offseason. So good depth there, but Kyle Duggar is definitely a guy they're going to want to have in the field this weekend.
So we saw Kyle Duggar on the field, of course, your 2020 draft pick. One guy that wasn't there, Justin Herron, literally during the Bill Belichick presser, reports came out he was traded. Bill Belichick saying his classic comment with no comment, but he wasn't on the practice field. What does trading Justin Herron to the Las Vegas Raiders mean to you?
Probably not a lot in terms of what you're going to see on the field for the Patriots. Justin Herron was their fourth tackle through the first two games, didn't play a single snap. He was behind Yodny Kajust in that kind of swing tackle hierarchy. It does say, I think, that the Patriots are pretty satisfied with the health of Isaiah Wynn and Trent Brown so far. Obviously, those are two players who have dealt with plenty of injuries over the years. Also says that they would be comfortable sliding Kajust into one of those spots if they need to. And it kind of explains their decision to bring back Marcus Cannon last week. Obviously, three-time Super Bowl winner, spent a lot of time here with the Patriots. Hasn't played a lot of football lately, has only played in 4 games over the last 2 years. Currently on the practice squad, but he kind of moves up a rung in terms of that kind of depth chart with Herron gone. And it'll be interesting to see if they do have some sort of injury situation that is long-term with either Wynn or Brown. Would they stick Kajust in that spot, or would they go with the more experienced player in Marcus Cannon?
Certainly, we heard the trade talks of Isaiah Wynn this offseason throughout training camp. Like you said, I think it solidifies with the Pats seeing him, especially after they found their run game against the Steelers. Now, this Sunday, it will be Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, and company coming here. Now, I know Baltimore just came off blowing a 21-point lead to Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins. The Patriots are 3-point dogs at home. What do you see in this one for this Sunday? Because it is one of the best players in all of football in Lamar Jackson against one of the best defenses, what we've seen through 2 weeks in the Pats.
Yeah, that's going to be the number one matchup. It sounds simple in this game, but can the Patriots defend Lamar Jackson, and not just as a runner, as a passer as well? He's done a great job as a pocket passer so far this season. He's just a guy that can hurt you in so many different ways. I thought the Patriots had a really good plan when they played him 2 years ago, but that game also was in a monsoon. Yep. You're probably not going to have those conditions when they face off again this Sunday, so it's going to be a little bit of a different picture there. But over on the defensive side for the Ravens, they've given up more passing yards than any team in the NFL through 2 games, and the quarterbacks they've faced, Joe Flacco, Tua Tagovailoa. I know Tua had a great game this past week, but I still don't think he's a guy that a lot of people would put up in that upper echelon. So you've got to ask, maybe this could be sort of a bounce back or an emergence type game for Mac Jones in this Patriots passing game, which the passing game showed some strides in this last game against Pittsburgh, especially guys like Jacoby Myers and Nelson Aguilar. But it really wasn't that great of a game for Mac Jones. He made a couple of mistakes, was fortunate to only get out of that game with 1 interception. Maybe looking at this matchup and what the Ravens have done in these past couple of weeks, maybe there's a chance to have a little bit more of a crisper effort there for Mac Jones this week.
Certainly a lot of fans want to see Devontae Parker show up in some capacity. We saw Kendrick Bourne's snap count go up, LJ Humphrey making a lot of big plays in the pass game and the run game. One thing I want to end with on this, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, you're paying them a lot of money. They still have not found their footing in this passing game at all, just through 2 weeks, but they've been inconsistent, if anything. Do you see them having an expanded role as they move down the season where they have to get those two involved?
I think they will. I think they're going to make every effort to get both of those guys involved. Actually, I saw some encouraging things from Jonnu Smith in that Week 1 game when the Patriots really ran a lot of 2 tight end personnel. We'll see if they go back to that this week or in future weeks. I do think you're going to see their offensive approach change pretty significantly based on the opponent, which has really always been the case for the Patriots. But yeah, it was a little bit of a concern in that game against Pittsburgh, it was the first time since Henry and Smith arrived that neither of them caught a pass in a given game. So really, as you mentioned, guys that you're paying about $25 million a year combined, they need to have those big roles in this Patriots offense, in this Patriots passing game. We'll see if that expands in the coming weeks, and I think it will. I think they're going to find ways to get them more involved.
Going through all the weapons, a lot of mouths to feed, only one ball to pass around, and only one guy throwing it, and Mac Jones. One guy to always stick with for the top Patriots coverage, Zach Cox. Thanks, man.
Thank you.